24 hours of reading done. And if they do that to me, I swear to God. Hi, I'm Erica, and I love Jessa Hastings.
We love women in STEM, so cheers to that.
She's been through some shit, and we know that from this book.
I'm enjoying it, but I'm not getting a 5-star feeling.
Jessa Hastings loves a miscommunication trope. Honestly, period. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello, my name is Erica. It's so good to have you, and if you are not new, welcome back. I have been wanting to do this challenge for so long. I am about to read for 24 hours, not straight because I do care about my mental health. I know the original version of this on Book Talk or BookTube is to read for literally 24 hours straight, exactly how it sounds, no breaks. I mean, obviously you can take a break if you need to pee or eat something, obviously, but you're not supposed to sleep for 24 hours, and that just does not work with me as a person and my mental health. So what I'm going to do for the next couple of days is set a timer for 24 hours, and I'm going to try and read as much as I can in the next few days. And I'm also counting audiobooks, by the way, just because it just works better with my lifestyle. If I want to go to the gym, I can still listen and be productive and get reading hours in, if that makes sense. But nonetheless, I'm going to set a timer, and anytime I physically read or listen to an audiobook, the timer will be going, and anytime I'm not, so I'm eating, I'm doing whatever, I will be pausing the timer. And then once the timer is up, the challenge is over and we see how many books I finish in 24 hours. So I have a little tentative TBR list to go through, and basically my tactic for this was to make sure that I either had the book on Audible or I also had it on Kindle, because fun fact, if you have a book on Kindle and you have the Alexa app, you can convert any book into an audiobook by just playing it through Alexa. So that's my life hack. I either have all of these books on Kindle or I have them on Audible. So let's go through the ones that I'm thinking about reading in this challenge. First things first, we need to finish Redeeming 6. I'm about 60% through this book, and yes, it is ripping my heart out and then trying to sew it back together. There's so much emotional turmoil in the series. If you've never read the Boys of Tommen series, I would highly recommend it, but just go into it knowing that your heart will be ripped into a million pieces. That's all I have to say about that. But I'm going to finish that first, and then we'll get into the rest of these books. The number one book that I really want to read after Redeeming 6 is Time of Your Life by Jessa Hastings. I love Jessa Hastings so much. I recently read, oh my god, why am I forgetting the name of it? The Conditions of Will, one of my favorite books of all time. Gave it 5-star, and honestly, most of the Jessa Hastings books that I've read, including the Magnolia Park series, I have given 5 stars. So very excited to read this one, and I think this will probably be my first pick after I finish Redeeming 6. But we'll see. You never know what can happen. It could be too much emotional turmoil and I might need to read something else in between, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, next up I have this book called In 5 Years by Rebecca Sturl, and I've heard very mixed reviews about this one. People either love it or hate it, or kind of are in between. I guess that's kind of every book now that I think about it. Regardless, I've heard very mixed reviews, and I also have this on, it's on Kindle Unlimited, so if I want to listen to it on the Alexa app, I can do that. So that's on there as well. I have Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I can also get this on Audible as well, so if I need to listen to it, I can. But I've read one other Ali Hazelwood book and I really enjoyed it. I think it's called Not in Love, but I'm excited for this because it's a nice, easier romance from what I understand. It's not as emotionally tumultuous as any of the Jessa Hastings books or the Boys of Tommen books, so excited to have this as an option too. By the way, I'm not expecting to go through all of these, or just options that I have. I also have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I've heard really good things about Rebecca Ross in general, and this, I think it's a duology, I could be wrong, but this book series of sorts, so excited about that one. And lastly, on my Kindle, I have A Love Letter to Whiskey. I'll put up a photo on the screen here for you guys, but I've also heard amazing things about that book. A lot of people rate that as like a 5 or 6-star book, and I'm pretty sure it's also very emotionally tumultuous, similar to a Jessa Hastings style romance. So there is clearly a lot of emotional turmoil involved in all of these books, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe a good thing for you guys because it'll make it more entertaining, but not so much a good thing for my mental and emotional health. So we're gonna see how that plays out together, but I'm hoping that it turns out well. With that being said, I'm gonna start this challenge tomorrow morning, and it'll probably take me a few days, if I had to guess, to finish. I'm also gonna be filming this for TikTok, so if you're not following me over there, go check it out. I'll link it in the description box. But with that being said, welcome to my 24-hour readathon, and let's get into it. Alright, and we are going to start. We're starting with Redeeming 6 by Chloe Walsh, and I am currently 60% into the book.
There are so many moments in this book where I just want to rip my hair out. There's also so many moments where I feel like I've been stabbed by a knife repeatedly in the heart. But you know what? Other than that, it's fantastic. I also like that if you've read Binding and Keeping 13, that you do kind of know the plot, so you're not like stressed thinking that something like really terrible is going to happen because you already know the outcome, even though the things that do happen are very terrible, if that makes sense. Every single time we get a nugget of Johnny and Shannon, my heart is just like so happy. I really want to go back and count how many like arguments they've been in this book, because I feel like it's every chapter, and I think I'm on like chapter 80 at this point. So that's kind of crazy. I don't know why, but it bugs me when he calls her queen. I feel like it's like, yes, queen, you know what I mean? Like in this era of life. But I know this book obviously was written a while ago, so probably doesn't mean it in that way. The other thing that I like about this book is that it's so fast paced. The chapters are really short, so I feel like as soon as I finish one, I'm like, oh, okay, just another chapter, and then it makes me want to read faster or read more. I really hope that they make a book for Tag because I love him so much, but we'll see.
My camera has decided to stop focusing on me, so we're gonna pray that this clip is in focus. I've already filmed it 3 times. So I'm an hour-ish into the challenge and I'm gonna go walk on the treadmill, hence my workout outfit, to get some steps in while I read, because I love to start my mornings with movement. I'll probably walk for over an hour, and I've got my Kindle clickers so that I can just walk and press a button to change the page. Let's go walk on the treadmill. Also, in case you're wondering, I know this is not a fitness video, but my outfit is super cute and it's from Paragon Fitwear. I'll put my code on the screen. It's just Erica Fit. If you guys are looking for a cute new workout outfit, I would highly recommend. Okay, I just finished my walk. We are at 20 hours and 58 minutes left. I'm at 88% of redeeming 6, and I'm gonna take a break quickly to run to the grocery store. All right, we are back. I've got my smoothie in my book and I'm 88% through. So we're gonna see how much more I can get through in the next little bit while I drink this. I'm at the part where Joey is talking to Aoife's dad. If you know, you know. Oh, lordy. Why is this ripping my heart out? Wait. I thought that was gonna go a whole different way. There's only 10% left, so like nothing that crazy can happen, I think. Watch me speak too soon. Honestly, period. We need a book just about Edel and her history because I want to know what she's been through. She's been through some shit, and we know that from this book. Oh, I just highlighted something that I wish I could show you guys, but it's a spoiler. Oh my god. Some of the quotes in here are just so good. All right, and with that, I finished my first book of the 24-hour readathon. I really don't have much to say other than that was perfect in every way. I love this series. I cannot wait to read the next one, but I feel like I need to give my heart a break from the emotional turmoil that I just experienced. So I'm gonna pick something hopefully a little bit less tumultuous. We shall see. I'm gonna take a bit of a break, maybe like 10-15 minutes, and then I think I'm gonna go lay out by the pool and start my next book. Okay, I decided on In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. One, I just don't think it's gonna be as emotionally tumultuous as picking up my next Jessa Hastings book. And 2, because I have it on Kindle and I wanna go read by the pool and I don't like bringing physical books by the pool if I can prevent it or avoid it. So this is what we're gonna start on now. I'm gonna go to the pool and I have 20 hours left. Okay, I just came inside to make a little bit of a snack and we're at 18 hours, 48 minutes and I'm on chapter 13. I read 91 pages laying outside. Okay, I figured we would sit down and I could give you guys a little bit of an update as to how the readathon is going. And I will say, so far, so good. We're at 17 hours and 33 minutes left and I am, I think, 75% done in 5 years. No, that's a lie. 66% done In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. One thing I'm loving so far is just her pacing and her ability to skip over things that aren't important, whereas I feel like some authors just include so much unimportant information, if you will, things that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, and she's really giving us the core essence of what we need to know, but it still feels like it's full of emotion and full of like plot and history and friendship and love and all the things that you would want from a novel, especially a romance novel. So I just googled it. It does say that this is a romance novel and it's also classified as domestic fiction or urban fiction. So yeah, I was gonna say I don't think this is fully a romance novel. Yes, there are definitely heavy elements of romance, but it does also cover two female best friends that have been best friends since they were 7 years old, and the ups and downs of their relationship, and just a lot of other like health things that kind of go on in this book. I don't want to give too much of the plot away, but to give you a very brief synopsis, our main character is engaged to this man. They've been together for a while. She's very like orderly, timely. She's a lawyer. She thinks in numbers, so she has everything planned out. And then she has this dream where she sees herself 5 years in the future with somebody else, and it kind of just then shows the impact of said dream on her life and how things unfold. So it's very interesting. I am really enjoying it. I'm not getting like a 5-star feeling by any means, but I think this was the perfect book to choose after reading Redeeming 6 and just going through like such a long book. Like I said, I'm already 66% of the way through this, and I feel like I'll definitely finish it tonight. So yeah, this is definitely a good one to pick up if you're wanting something that's fast, but that's still very interesting and doesn't feel too fluffy.
I also don't know what direction this book is going. I feel like a lot of times in these types of romance novels, I kind of have an idea of like where the ending is going to take us. But in this one, I don't know what that third act conflict or that third act like plot twist is going to be. So that's kind of exciting. Okay, you guys, we have 16 hours and 2 minutes left of our readathon, and I just finished In 5 Years. I think I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I liked it. It was fast, it was quick, it was easy, and I like that it didn't end how it could have ended. That's all I'm gonna say. I actually ended up finishing it, listening to it on my Alexa app. I think I said this before, but if you have something on Kindle and you have the Alexa app, you can just turn it into an audiobook. So that's what I did while I was cooking dinner, and I finished it. So that was pretty fast. This book is only 255 pages, so pretty short. But I fear it is now time to start Time of Your Life by Jessa Hastings. I think I'm going to take like a 10-15 minute break, go on a little walk, clear my head, and then I cannot wait to pick this up. I don't know too much about the plot. I didn't want to read too much into it. I'm typically not somebody that goes deep into like reading the full description and like, you know, looking things up. I like to go into books pretty blind. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. If it's anything like any of the other books that I read by her, I know I'm going to love it. This could be a 5-star. Fingers crossed it is. But without further ado, I'm going to go on a walk, and then we're going to restart this timer and we're going to read Time of Your Life.
All right, everybody, it is time. Let the games begin. Okay, we are 11 pages in, loving it so far as always, and we've already got the line that leads to the name of the book, which I love when that happens. Oh my god, you guys, who knew that it was intertwined with Magnolia Parks? I love getting nuggets like this. Okay, I just got my highlighter out because there's already so many quotable lines that I just need to annotate a couple things. And one thing I love about Jessa is her ability to write in the perspective of a man. Obviously I'm not a man reading this, but it just reads very like how a man would think and speak, if that makes sense.
Okay, this man is literally so down bad, like from the get-go. It's giving insta-love, but in a way that I enjoy, because she's like kind of standoffish and not giving into what he wants, I guess. Well, she kind of is. You have to read it to understand, but I love it when a man is just like, you're mine, I'm obsessed with you, and doesn't look back. True, it's giving Jessa Hastings. For context, this book is about a famous supermodel and like the head man of a really popular band and their love story. And the writing style, the way that I describe it to people, like Jessa Hastings, she kind of writes as in like you're reading someone's diary, and this is giving that same energy.
Okay, day one, we read for just over 10 hours, which I'm really happy about. So we've got 13 hours, 45 minutes left. I'm tired. I need to go to bed, but I'm loving Time of Your Life so far. Okay, I just got myself ready for the gym. My whole outfit is from Navigation, and we're gonna go work out and listen to the audiobook. Whoa, sorry, the lighting's crazy. We're gonna go work out and listen to the audiobook because I downloaded it on Audible, and we're at 13 hours and 6 minutes left of this challenge. Let's go. Okay, we're at 11 hours, 7 minutes left, and I just listened to the audiobook while I was at the gym. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not getting a 5-star feeling, which is kind of sad because we all know how I feel about Jessa. But regardless, I'm gonna go walk a little bit more on the treadmill, listen to this. I'm actually gonna bring the physical copy and just see if I'd rather listen or hold it, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. I almost didn't give you guys my thoughts on this, which is quite literally criminal, and I made some notes on my phone because I was walking, I was at the gym while I was reading this, so I didn't really have a chance to give you guys my thoughts. I have a couple quotes written down. Number 1, I mean, sirloin tastes great until you've tried Wagyu. Honestly, I love that. He kind of ate with that. I'm kind of sad that I didn't give this a 5-star because I love Jessa Hastings so much. But I think the reason why it wasn't giving 5-star energy for me is because it was too similar to Magnolia Parks. And I think the reason why I loved Conditions of Will so much is because it still had Jessa Hastings writing, but the plot wasn't so similar to Magnolia, whereas this one does kind of feel like copy-paste in some ways, and I didn't love that. Like, I wanted some novelty, but their relationship is very much giving Magnolia and BJ, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. If you want something very similar, but just like instead of them being in high school, it's like rock and roll and like a model. Couple other things, miscommunication. Jessa Hastings loves a miscommunication trope, and I don't know, I just kind of was over it. I think also after reading Redeeming 6, I was like, I can't do any more miscommunication tropes. Like, it's gonna be the death of me. So there's that. I also didn't love his friends for a lot of the book. Like, I felt like they were not really his friends in a way. Like, they were just peer pressuring him and just didn't have his back, didn't have like best intentions in mind, and they were kind of just using the excuse of like, we're in rock and roll, this is the industry. And I was like, you know what, hold up, let's be decent human beings for once. And they just didn't want to follow through on that. So lots of thoughts on this. I think overall I'm gonna rate it a 3.75, which is shocking because this is Jessa Hastings, but I gotta be real with you guys. It wasn't a 5-star, and that's okay. Not every book's going to be. I still love Jessa, I still love her writing, but this book just did not do it for me. Anyways, now on to our next book, which I picked up, Divine Rivals. This was on my 24-hour readathon TBR, and I also downloaded it on my Kindle because I'm going to be doing some baking today, and I want to be able to listen to it on my like audiobook app or my Alexa app. So downloaded it on Kindle. Yes, I did pay $17 for that on top of already buying the physical copy, but that's not here nor there. Just reader things, if you know what I mean. So we're going to start, well, I already actually did start this. I'm like not even 5% in. I'm really liking the setting so far. It's giving cozy fall energy, and this is a fantasy, I'm pretty sure, because it seems like there's magical letters involved, and that's giving fantasy to me, but we'll see. I just wanted to update you guys that I think we have just about 9 hours left, and we're starting Divine Rivals. Okay, I've been making cinnamon rolls and listening to the audio of Divine Rivals, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I like that it's set, at least to me it feels like it's set like back in the day. I don't really think they gave a timeline, but it's feeling olden day energy, and I really like that. Okay, I just got back from outside. My Kindle got too hot and shut off, so I had to come back in, but this is where we're sitting for time, and so far I am absolutely eating up Divine Rivals, you guys. I don't know why, but it's giving me Hunger Games nostalgia, and it's not like they're going off to some like games where they're battling to the death. but there is a war element involved, and like she leaves to go on an adventure, and for whatever reason it's just bringing up Hunger Games nostalgia, and I'm not mad about it, okay? So I'm currently 35% in, and things are kind of starting to pick up. I think we kind of have an idea of where the plot is going to a certain extent. She just got to her like new destination where I think things are going to pick up and the plot will take off from here hopefully, but it's already taken off quite a bit. I'm really liking the characters. I like the main character a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of depth already, which is exciting, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, I love the romance element, even though it hasn't really blossomed into that, but I'm guessing that's where it's going, and I just love how much he cares about her. It's so cute. I also feel like Rebecca Ross is doing a really great job of the description aspect and setting the scene. There are certain books where I read that I have a really hard time picturing it. This is not one of them. Like, it's giving movie in my head, and I love that. We are 46% of the way through this book. Like I said earlier, loving it so far. I'm gonna head to my nail appointment, but I'm gonna keep reading while I'm there, so we're gonna knock some more time off this timer. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 4 hours to go. I've changed into my pajamas and I have my beloved Diet Coke orange cream. Literally, nothing could be better than this. I definitely will not be staying up until like 11:30, so we're gonna finish this tomorrow, but I'm gonna knock out like at least 2 hours of reading right now, so cheers to that. Side note, I do think I could do this without stopping, but my only issue with that is like, how are people actually retaining what they're reading when you're deep in the delusion of sleep deprivation? Because I don't think I could give any book a 5-star in that mental state. So is it worth it really? I don't know. I definitely could do it split up 12 hours, because I've almost done that. But we're probably just gonna roll it into 3 days, because let's be realistic. I do not want to stay up until midnight tonight. Oh, I have a feeling we're getting a really important plot point right now. Okay, I just had a idea of where this is gonna go, and if they do that to me, I swear to God. Rebecca, do not let me down, girl. Do not let me down. Okay, with 2 hours and 30 minutes left, I finished Divine Rivals, and I think I'm gonna call it quits for today, get some sleep, and finish off the rest in the morning, where I will give you guys a recap of what I thought. Good morning. It is now day 3. I have 2 hours and 30 minutes left, and we are starting Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I'm so excited for this one. I knew nothing going into this book, and it's a fake dating trope, which I actually enjoy, so I'm excited about that. And in classic Ali Hazelwood fashion, she's giving us science. Period. We love women in STEM, so cheers to that. We have 45 minutes left of this challenge. I don't think I will finish this book in 45 minutes, but so far I'm loving it. I read a little bit of it on the treadmill this morning while I was walking, and I'm really liking the banter. I'm liking that it's enemies to lovers, but I have a feeling that I know where it's going, and I feel like I say that about every book, and then it doesn't end up happening, so maybe I just need to stop making assumptions and just read the book and figure it out along the way like everybody else does. But regardless, I'm liking the romantic dynamic. It is enemies to lovers. I'm assuming that it ends up as lovers because it is a romance novel, but that's not here nor there. I also really feel like I can relate to the female character in this book in the sense that she is definitely a people pleaser, and I am a recovering people pleaser. So far so good, and it is very like science heavy without being science heavy, which is what Ali Hazelwood specializes in. So let's do some reading and finish off this 45-minute timer. And we did it! 24 hours of reading done. Oh my God, I cannot believe I did that, but that was very successful and I have a lot to unpack. Overall, that was really fun. I feel like it's such a good way to get through a lot of books in a short-ish amount of time. I don't know if I could ever do the full 24. I think I would mentally go a little crazy and the sleep deprivation would not work well for me. But I'm gonna just pause for a second and then we'll regroup and I'll give you guys my thoughts and reviews on the books that we finished in this challenge. All right, you guys, like I said, we are done. The 24-hour readathon. Oh my God, I finished almost 5 books, 4.5, I guess. So I figured I'd go through the books that I read and give you my overall synopsis and ratings if I remember what I already told you my ratings were. First things first, you guys saw me reading Redeeming 6. I love Boys of Tommen. It wasn't a 5-star, it was a 4.75. And for the sole reason that I just felt like there were certain scenes that felt very repetitive and that could have been cut out. Although I do understand that the drug abuse that's depicted in the novel, the things that occur because of the drug abuse are oftentimes very repetitive. Like it's a lot of relapsing, if that makes sense. So I understand that they're in there for a reason, but I just felt like there could have been maybe 1 or 2 less scenes like that and it would have given us the same outcome, if that makes sense. So I think I rated it, 4.75. I love Joey and Aoife. I'm sad to be leaving them, but I'm glad that there will still be hints of them in future books. What did I read next? Oh, then I read In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle, and I liked it. I wouldn't say it was my favorite book ever. I think I rated this either somewhere between a 3.5 and a 4-star, maybe a 3.75. Ultimately, it was a really good palate cleanser. I really appreciated the female friendship dynamic that was in this book. The romance was cute. I like how it ended, actually. It was kind of a surprising ending in my opinion, and I appreciated the way that it was finished off. I wouldn't say that it's gonna like stick with me forever. I did really like the fact that it really felt like you were in New York City, like the way that the author was able to depict where it's being set and the seasons, and just like visually I was really there in my brain, which sometimes doesn't happen when I read. So I really liked that. It's cute, but it's not my favorite book ever. So Jessa Hastings. I really enjoyed this book. Obviously, I love Jessa Hastings. If you're new here, hi, I'm Erica, and I love Jessa Hastings. But unfortunately, this was not a 5-star, and that's okay. Not every book's gonna be a 5-star. I don't know if I said this already. I feel like I've talked so much in the last 2 days, 3 days about books in general, so sorry if this is a repetition. But my thoughts on this book were that it was great. I loved her writing style, obviously, but it felt very similar to Magnolia Parks in terms of the plot, in terms of the romance and the things that happened. So for that reason, I wish that she would have given us something new. I feel like this series is going to be very similar to Magnolia Parks. So I don't know, I'm going to read it obviously because it's Jessa, but there were just elements of it that I was like, this feels literally copy paste, like it's straight out of Magnolia Parks, but just instead of them being in high school, it was a rock star and a supermodel. So that's what I have to say about that. Gorgeous writing. I love that he was obsessed with her, but it was giving BJ and Magnolia. Okay, then I picked up Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, and I really enjoyed this. I finished this last night, and I'm giving it a 4-star. Actually, did I say 4.5? I can't remember. I really enjoyed this though. It gave me Hunger Games nostalgia, which I think I already mentioned, so I'm not gonna go back into that. But overall, I'm pretty sure this is classified as fantasy. Like there's magical creatures and magic happening. So it's gotta be like a romantasy dystopian kind of situation genre, if you will. It was easy to understand. It didn't require a lot of world building. I liked the romance. I liked that the romance was a central theme, but it didn't feel like it took over the book. I feel like there was other plots going on at the same time that were moving and emotional and kept you interested. So yeah, overall, I definitely will be reading the second one at some point, probably not right away, because one thing about me is I find it really hard to read a series back to back to back. Like I need to give myself space and time and then go back into it, which hasn't boded very well for Throne of Glass because I still have 2 books left, and I forgot so much of what happened, but that's not for today's video. Anyways, Divine Rivals, I really enjoyed it. If you're looking for a new romantasy dystopian type of book, I think this could be the one for you. Also, really quick side note, which I think I said yesterday, she's also really good at giving you like the visuals, and I felt like I was really able to imagine very vividly what was going on, and I felt like I was in the book, which I love. I love when it feels like a movie. Okay, and lastly, I'm halfway through Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, so I obviously don't have a rating right now, but I'm really enjoying it. I love her ability to just make you feel included in the scientific lingo that is way above my education level, but she still makes you feel like you know what's going on. It's not like complicated, but you feel kind of smart reading it. You're like, yeah, I know something about physics, you know what I mean? I'm really enjoying this too. The romance it is enemies to lovers, but I wouldn't say it's like true enemies. Like, I don't know what it is. I feel like we need more true enemies to lovers plots. I saw somebody make a TikTok about that the other day and I was like, I agree, because oftentimes they're not true enemies at the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of don't like each other and then like within 20% you're like, they're already hooking up, and I don't like that. This one, so far, I'm like 50% in. There hasn't been any smut. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think there probably will be, knowing Allie Hazelwood, at some point, but 50% in, no smut. So it's a little bit more slow burn than, what's the other one I read? Not in Love. That one was a lot of smut. So if you want a smutty Allie Hazelwood book, read that one. I like where the plot's going. I feel like a lot has happened already, so I really don't know what's gonna happen in the last half of the book, which is exciting. That wraps up how I'm feeling. I had a really good time. And I feel like this is a really good way to get through a lot of books in a short amount of time. So if you are willing and able to read for 24 hours, why not have a crack at it? I think it's fun. Will I do it again? Yes. Will I do it again in the next couple weeks? Probably not. I just feel like I need some time and space. Plus, I've got a busy schedule, so we don't always have 24 hours, you know, and 2-3 days to read, to set aside to read. So I know a lot of us are human and that's just not possible, but I am grateful that I had the opportunity and time to do this for you guys because it was really fun. With that being said, let me know in the comments if you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read any of these books, what your thoughts are. If you have any video or book recommendations for me, leave them in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if I didn't already say that. Subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.